Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage.
Hey Ray, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen man, you like Mopars? You're gonna love this car. You don't like Mopars? You're gonna love this car even more, because this car is bad A. Original XS29 coated, Charger RT 68, the first year for this great body, man. And then you throw in the RT, very few of these built. I'll give you the number of the build count here at the end as soon as I figure it out in my head, because I got to carry the 1, subtract the 2, take out the 4 speed cars, whatever, and then I'll give you that number, but it is really, really low. But what I wanted to talk about was the restoration level of the car. It is really, really nice. And the chrome, the details, the motor, the drivetrain, all that stuff. It's a big 440 cubic inch V8 with a big heavy duty 4-speed. It's got the Dana in the back to back it all up. Looks to have the track pack on it. So anyway, come on up here and let's check this out. And I want you to see this real quick. I'm sorry, is that paint clear enough for you? That is not a mirror, that is a mirror finish. Do you want to see what time it is? Look how significantly uglier I am in the paint than outside the paint. That is bad paint, man. That is awesome, awesome paint. Mirror finish black paint. Anyway, so we put the red RT stripe on, the red line tires on. Now the red RT stripe can come off if you want, because I did it in decals. I just thought it looked so good, that stripe, especially for this year. The 69 stripe's a little bit different. It's a solid stripe with the RT in it. Here it has a correct 68 stripe, but it just ties the car together, and I think it looks great. So it's a little detail stuff. It's got the correct magnums on it that are chrome, not the ones that have a trim ring. That would be incorrect. And as you look at the car, it's almost like I don't even want to talk about the beauty of the car anymore, but just the fact that you can look at it yourself and you can kind of see. I want to walk around because I want to show you some fit and finish things that are really nice on this car. Like look at the gap here. Nicely done, okay? So the door here, nicely done there as well. Not saggy. Opens and closes nicely, all right? It's got the wheel well trim, all this stuff polished, detailed, good looking, new emblems. This right here, love this. How do you not love this gas cap? One of the best design features of a car anytime ever. I love that. Stripe we talked about. It's put in the right spot. It's also done correctly too, because most people put the stripe on straight, and that's incorrect. The way it's supposed to be done is, it's supposed to be done at an angle so that this right here and this right here follows the line of the body, and that's how you get that to look correct. You see what I'm talking about? Most people would go straight and then would cut off this here, and it looks kind of funky when it's done. Here, it's done the correct way. Just saying, the little stuff like that. All right, so the 68s have this great tail end. Now keep in mind, this car sold really, really well that year because they redesigned the car, right? But the RTs were still pretty expensive. Then you got the RT callouts here, all right? The correct tips that are back. And then this right here, I like to look at that. Look at that mother, huh? Who's that hanging down there? But the Dana. Hello, Dana. Nice to meet you. You're a beautiful person. You gotta have that with the big motor and a 4-speed. Otherwise, you theoretically could just rip the entire drivetrain out of it. Don't know if that could happen, but you never know. All right, let's take a peek under the hood for a minute. All right, let's take a peek under the hood for a second. All right, this is beautifully done. All right, so I want you to see some of the detail and things like that. All right, we have the fender tag in the safe here. We don't usually leave them on the cars because we don't want to lose them somehow, but we do have the fender tag that goes with the car. Anyway, little stuff like this, and just hear me out for a second. A restored wiper motor. Those can run anywhere from $500 to $1,000. New master cylinder, brakes, things like that. All this stuff starts to add up. The washer tank, Mopar hoses, the correct clamps. You say, well, what's the big deal about these clamps? They look like they're, well, you know, it doesn't matter what, they're 5 times the price of a regular clamp. You say, well, that doesn't sound like a lot. You only need 20 clamps, no big deal. But it travels on with everything else that goes along with the car, because with that you have the correct radiator. You got the battery topper, which looks really nice. And you got the detail in here, and part of the voltage regulator, all that stuff restored, the dual horns so that everything works in the car. Painted under here, painted engine compartment like a Mopar is supposed to have, instead of a satin black engine compartment or exposed wheel wells, because these cars have the torsion bar front suspension. So the suspension doesn't need to come up inside here anymore. It's in a different place. It doesn't require those kinds of things. So that's why they painted everything, and they're selling a little more higher end cars, what they were saying during that time, by painting the inside of the trunk instead of just splatter coating it. And as we walk around, I think you'll see and agree. All right, let's take a peek in the trunk. Okay, so cool, like little stuff like this. Now hear me out for a second. I know you're saying, well, that doesn't sound like a big deal. It is a big deal, I'm gonna tell you why. The trunk light came on. The trunk light comes on and you say, well, so what? It's the little stuff. It's the clamps under the hood. It's the trunk light that comes on. It's the 5th red line tire that costs $250 and a painted wheel for another $120, right? It's got the trunk mat in it. It comes with a set of RT floor mats that are the jack is detailed and painted, right? The jacking sticker is here. This right here is brand new. The cover is back here for that. That's what I'm talking about. When you're talking about getting a restored car, these are the things that need to be addressed. This has been addressed on this car, and that's why it looks so great. All right, so let's take a look inside here for a second. So some of the detail stuff again, like for instance, like the console light that's working right now, or this map light that's working right now, right? Or check this out. The reverse light works in this car. You say, well, what's the big deal? It's just a bulb. No, it's not a bulb, man. It's 50-year-old wiring, and finding it to get through the circuit properly and getting those pieces to all work and get everything tied together. The brake system light showing that the parking brake is on. Like all of that little stuff is a big deal. Original thumb wheel style radio in the car, not cut up and have a digital sound system hidden in the dash. We do this for a lot of people where we put a sound system in the glove box, and that's probably what you would want to do, and that's easy for us to do. This way you keep the dash all stock. But all of this is restored. This has the rally dash on it, so you're going to get the tick-tock tack, you're going to get a 150 mile an hour speedometer, right? All the gauges here from oil pressure, alternator, all that good stuff. And everything's right here. I mean, it's just a beautiful interior as well. And this is an upgraded car. But look at this back here. Look how much room is back here for people. It's just beautifully restored. Got the 3-spoke wheel like it's supposed to have, new headliner, the dome light works, like all that little bit of stuff. All right, anyway, I have rambled, but I did want to show you some of the detail stuff that you need to see. And that's kind of what sets off some restorations from others. All right, how about I fire it up for you so you can hear it? Now it's got a little bit of camshaft in it, upgrade, so it's got a little bit more rumble than it might have come from the factory with, and a little more power, but I think it's still okay. So as we close up the video, you know, we have a nice authentic looking car with a couple small upgrades to make the driving enhanced here. For instance, a free flow exhaust that's on here, a little more power under the hood than it would originally come with, radial tires instead of the belted bias plies that it would have come with. I just think the car looks so spectacular. Who cares? Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this authentic 68 Charger RT 440 4-speed.